Hey everybody, Joy Farrell here and Kimberly Hall here for another personal injury pop in, or for short, PI pop in. So today we're going to be talking about tips for emotional health after a car accident. Just to go through, I know some of you guys may not be familiar with myself or maybe Attorney Hall. Maybe this is your first video finding us. So let me introduce us before we hop into this great content that we think will be very beneficial to you. My name is Attorney Joy Farrell. I'm the managing partner here at Fairell Roy Associates, where we do family law and personal injury. In fact, a lot of you have watched some of my family law videos. I've done over 100 videos talking about family law stuff. But now we're going to bring out more videos on the other half of our practice, which is personal injury. And for us at our office, personal injury entails auto collisions and slip and fall cases. And I'm the expert on family law. And while I do understand personal injury, I stick to where my passion is. I stick to where God gave me a mission, and that's on the area of family law. Attorney Hall, however, is the guru on personal injury. This is her life's calling, her mission. She's been doing this for over a decade. So let her introduce herself, and then we'll jump right into. I'll tell you how you can reach us. I know you see it on the bottom of the screen, but I'm going to say it for those who are not reading. And then we'll jump into our content for today.
Hi, everyone. I hope it's not your first video, but if it is Attorney Kimberly Hall for your PI pop in. As Attorney Fairell said, yes, I have over a decade of experience in personal injury. I've been practicing now going into my 11th year, but been doing PI since I came out of undergraduate school. So I've been doing PI, I think about 14 or 15 years. It is a passion. I do love it. I love my clients. I love getting them good results. And, always the best reward, or when somebody say you did a good job, is when they continue to refer. So that is, and here I am still standing 11 years later. So, yes, I love what I do. I hope these videos that we're giving you are very informational, and that that you're listening to them and tucking them away. So if you or someone ever comes in to happen to be in an auto collision, and we'll also talk about some other personal injury things that could happen. If that's ever your situation, we hope that you give us a call first.
Right. And that's important that each of you understand as you're watching this. Some of you are watching this, you've already been in an auto accident. You're probably trying to find some information, trying to figure out if my attorney is doing the right thing, trying to figure out if you should change directions. But for the rest of you watching this, none of us know when we will get in an accident, if we'll ever get in an accident. So this is different from our family law side, because family law, you choose when you want to get a divorce. You choose when you want to start, a case. This is different. You could walk out that door today, be in an accident, and be completely lost as to what you should do. So our website is farrellfirm.com. We also own prettysmartlawyers.com. I think it's an easy one for you to remember, just internalize, because, hey, we're pretty smart. Some pretty smart lawyers, and we're kind of pretty.
And kind of smart.
You are one of those people that just want to save us in your phone, just go ahead and tap that number into your phone, save it in your contacts. That way, if you ever need us, call us. And we did a video recently about the steps you should take after an auto accident. I do have number one. It's called the police. But if you're on the scene and you just feel like, man, let me call these lawyers real quick, call us. We'll just remind you, like, we're going to get your information and then tell you, okay, hang up and call the police, and then call us back in like 5 minutes. So I just put our number in your phone, and we'll be here for you if you ever need us. So hopping right into the content for today, tips for emotional health after a car accident. I mean, we're in a generation where our mental health is finally becoming a priority, especially in the Black community, where people aren't ashamed, they're not embarrassed to talk about their anxiety or their depressions or whatever their diagnosis may be. And we have to start addressing that in 2020 and not hiding it. And when you're in a car accident, and I speak from personal experience because I've been in auto collisions, and I am typically a person that is very strong-willed, strong-minded. I have a lot of control over my life. But when you get into these collisions and you feel like my life was just almost taken from me by this negligent driver, you can't go to work, you can't walk, you can't sleep. It starts messing with you emotionally and mentally. And so our injuries go beyond the hurt back. Now it's starting to mess with our mind, as far as like what we can do. So we're gonna get into our first tip. I'm gonna put it on the screen, and Attorney Hall is gonna go right into it.
First thing, hire a personal injury attorney. It seems like the obvious thing, but a lot of people don't. And so sometimes by the time that they've gotten to us, they're already in this emotional kind of downward spiral. And so the reason that I say call a personal injury attorney, call us, is not because of the money. It is because we have the knowledge, we have the experience, and some things that you are stressed about and that you're worried about, we can solve those issues for you. People come to us, they don't have their cars, they can't get back and forth to work, they are missing work, they don't know what doctor to see, or the doctor doesn't believe that they're hurt. I mean, there are just so many things that can happen as a result of an auto collision, and simply just giving us a call can advise you of your legal rights, and we can start the process for you, and we can take that off of the table for you,
Right.
because what's important is your recovery,
Right.
right?
And I say that all the time about any case you have. Hire a lawyer. I don't care if it's a family law case, a bankruptcy case, any kind of case you have. Like, lawyers are here because this is what we do. And when people get into self-representation, they instantly get overwhelmed. You get all these papers, all these document requests, all these deadlines and e-file notices. You have no idea what to do. And this is just across the board. And it's overwhelming. And people call us all the time and say, I just don't know what to do with this. I got this, I got that. I feel, and they start trying to do it themselves. They miss deadlines. They fill out stuff wrong. They waiving rights. They don't even know they waiving. And so
Right.
the benefit of hiring an expert to do this is we take on all that burden for you. All you got to do is a personal injury, go get your treatment, recover, feel better. Personal family law side, all you got to do is just try to deal with that person at home. We're going to deal with all the rest of the legalities that come with it. We're going to get your children. We're going to get your assets that you're entitled to. We do the work. And that's the benefit of hiring an attorney. People like to go cheap when it comes to attorneys. Oh, I can do this myself. Or you look up legal Zoom or legal docs or Zoom. What is it called, girl? Zoom room? Whatever.
Legal.
Legal Zoom, looking up legal Zoom, just messing up all kind of stuff. Don't
Yeah.
even know it until it's too late. And then you call us and like, oh my God, I did this, I did that. It costs you 3 times the price to get an attorney to fix what you messed up versus if you would have just hired an attorney from the beginning. And in these personal injury cases, though, there's no do-overs. If you get into that settlement agreement, you sign that document, you deposit that check, it's a done deal. No do-overs. If you
Yeah.
go to trial, you haven't done your depositions, you didn't do your due diligence, you didn't do your discovery, it's a done deal. All right. So next step.
Next step, write it down. So we talked about this in another video. It's so important that after auto collision that you just write down what's going on, right? And especially, as a mother, not taking anything away from fathers. There are a lot of active fathers out there, but a lot of time as women, we already have a lot on our plate, especially with our children and being involved in this club or social this or stuff for the children, whatever it may be. And now you're just not able to participate to the level that you would have done before. For my men, I've dealt with clients that are contractors, or construction workers, or they have very physical jobs. And so now your back has been injured because of an auto collision, and it's frustrating because you're not able to perform physically to a level that you would have, absent this car accident happening, right? So it is so important to write that stuff down. One, it's important to write it down for your case, right? Write it down so the attorney knows what's going on. Write it down so when you go to your doctor's appointments, you are able to communicate everything that has been happening between those appointments as far as your injuries and your mental health. I've had clients that have had to see therapists, after auto collisions, for all different types of reasons. They've already had trauma from an auto collision. They have had family members die in auto collisions. And so these kind of things can really trigger a lot of emotions for them. So again, writing that stuff down helps. Talking to your attorney about what's going on, because you have one, because you hired them on the first step, right? Is
Hired
also
us, not them,
important.
us.
You hired us, right? And it's important because the attorney can tell you, I can tell you, hey, look, let's let you see somebody. Let's call this doctor. Let's call your health insurance and see who we can get. You don't have health insurance, I can help you with that too. Let's go down this list and get a doctor to help you with the mental things that you are struggling with, right? Because that's also important. So writing it down for the foundation of your case, being able to keep a journal, but also writing it down so you can tell your doctor, and also writing it down so you can get your feelings down, right? So you can get it off your chest, just so you can release it. Because writing it down, talking about it with me, talking about it with my paralegals, just getting it off your chest can really ease the mental stress after being in an auto collision.
Right. And in this part of the process, like I was saying, this isn't the pain. We can't really show this without you showing it.
Right.
And it's the emotional distress. You hear that terminology, the emotional distress, infliction of emotional distress. Well, this is what the law is kind of talking about when it uses that terminology of emotional distress. And what is that? Because as a parent, because I do know there's some excellent fathers out here. As a parent, one of the most difficult things I had after my last accident, which was my worst accident, was not being able to help my kids, like
Mm-hmm.
not being able to pick them up, not being able to play with them, not being able to like keep my house in order. Those were big
How old
things.
were they, Attorney Farrell, when that accident happened?
Um, my youngest was about 6 months old, which is heartbreaking. You can't to do the things that need to be done. He wasn't a newborn, but he's definitely an infant. To miss those moments of getting on the floor with him, like trying to help him start learning how to crawl. And then my oldest was 3 at the time. And the stress that comes from that too is the mere thought of, oh my God, my kids could have been in the car. I was about 1 hour out from picking them up from school, and where the car hit me, it would have directly severely injured my daughter, if not killed her. Somebody ran a red light and T-boned me full speed, pushed me
Yeah.
across 5 lanes of traffic into incoming traffic. And so it's like, oh my God, like what if my kids were in the car? You go through angry, you go through like emotions, and in that particular day, just to be transparent, like I had just got off the phone with my husband. We were arguing, y'all. We were arguing about 5 minutes before that accident. And so then you think like, oh my God, what if that was the last conversation?
That you
We
had.
would have been able to have, like, what would that have done, to my husband? So it's important, like, because emotional distress is real, from the hypotheticals of what could have happened, from what did happen, how it's affecting me, how I'm not performing at work now, and somebody else about to step up and take my job because I can't produce. All that stuff messes with your psychological. And so write it down, document it. And so if you ever look at a demand letter that goes out on your behalf, we're making those arguments. This is how Mrs. Smith was impacted. Not only
Mm-hmm.
was, her disc displaced, this is the other side of that. And you can't, a x-ray not going to show that. A
Right.
CT scan not going to show that. Pain medicine not going to fix that.
Right.
So, even today, and Kim knows this, I have an obsessive compulsive disorder with like car seats, and and wearing your seatbelt and making sure your seat's installed and making sure your kids have heart, because I know the fear of like, if my kids were in the car, what would have become of them if I did not have them properly secured in the car. So it's a lot to it. So yes, write it down, document it. That we don't know, the insurance company not gonna know, your doctors aren't gonna know. And so it's up
Mm-hmm.
to you to tell us, tell them What's going on in here? What are you dealing with? Because for some people, it can get really, really extreme to the point we do need medication and we do need evaluations on that. So the next step is rely on your friends and family.
Rely on your friends and family. Some clients can be very prideful. And I am definitely talking to people where you have this help, because I'm very aware and clear that everybody doesn't have, a village that they can just call, right? So to my clients, to my people out there, they're listening to me. If you have a village, if you have one friend or one family member that you can call and you've been injured, you call them, right? And why do I say call them? The mental release of not having to worry, right? Either parent, mother or father, right? We know the demands, especially with children, we know the demands that they have on our lives with their social activities, their schooling, things that they have going on, things that just need to be done in the household, right? The cleaning, the cooking, the washing clothes, and being able to focus on recovery instead of, hey, I got clothes piling up, or my kids need to be fed, or they need to go to soccer practice. All of that makes a difference for your mental health, right? And for
Mhm.
your physical health. Because when you're not worried, you're not stressing your body out, which can also cause longer time for the body to recover as well. So just being able to have somebody help you, have somebody around the house to take care of those things, having somebody pick the kids up for you, if they're able, being able to have a neighbor to say, hey, can you take the kids after school for me twice a week? I've just been in this auto collision, and I just need to get to the doctor, right? Because some of that's a reality too. So just being able to have people around you that can give you the assistance that you need to help you mentally get back where you need to be, it will definitely make a difference in your case, right? It'll definitely change the approach that you have on your case. Because again, I'm very clear that a car accident, a slip and fall, being hurt on somebody else's property, whatever it is definitely an interruption to your life, right? There is no question about that. Attorney Failure tell you I'm very routine. She is also very routine. I don't like disruptions in my day. Like, if
Not
this
at
is what
all.
I'm scheduled to do 9 to 2, that's what I want to be
That's what I'm
doing.
gonna do.
So I
Hmm.
can definitely understand and sympathize and empathize for those who have those strict schedules, right? That have these bullet points of things that they're trying to do. And it's so frustrating when you can't get that done. But one thing I do know is being able to call on people to help you, right? So you can take that stuff off your plate, so you can get well, so you can just take a little mental break from what's going on around you, just to get some rest, just to ease your mind, just to rest your body, is very, very important for your case. And it definitely helps you work through just the process of a personal injury claim.
Yeah, and if you're the strong friend like I am, I'm the friend that a lot of people come to, a lot of people get advice from. So much so that very few people will check on me. It's just a assumption like, oh, she gonna be fine. Because in fact, yeah, Joy always gonna be all right. But you know what? There's times where Joy needs help. But because I'm so strong willed, I'm so strong minded, I don't even know how to ask for help. I don't even know how to receive help. And so in these times, it's like really important that you just surrender and say, I need help. I can't do it. I'm going to try to do it, but I can't, because it is going to affect my long term healing. It is going to cause this process to be longer than it has to be. So, if you have a strong friend or a strong family member that they've been in an accident, let me just give you a tip. Don't ask them, just do it. Just show up, send them the food, give them the ride, go pick up the kids. Because when you ask strong people, say, do you need help? We're going to say, nah, or okay. I mean, if you want to, when you're dealing with strong-headed people like myself, like Attorney Hall, you just got to do it. Don't ask, just do it. And then for you, you just have to know where you stand with that. And if you are that strong person, you have to know that that's how people perceive you. And it's not that people don't love you, because they do. They honestly just believe you got it together and that you're going to handle it, because you are. It's just going to be more difficult. So just go ahead and surrender that and just say, hey, this is a season. I'm going to need help. Okay.
And for the record, I am a friend that calls to check on the strong friend. I just,
You recording that for me?
yeah,
Or for
for you.
you? Oh,
Yeah.
I know that.
Oh,
I,
okay. Because I called to check on you. I just want to say that for my Facebook family out there that I
okay.
call.
Do I call and check on you too? Yes,
You
I
do.
do. Even when you don't answer the phone, even when you ignore my messages, I still be calling and checking on you.
Call her back, y'all. Don't listen to that. Don't fall for that trap.
Yes, you
Keep a regular routine. So I don't want you to think this contradicts an earlier post that we talked about with, hey, stay off social media, right? Because we still want you to stay off social media. But what we mean by a regular routine, and it's something my mom used to always say when I was growing up, is like sometimes when you don't feel good, if you just get up and start going, you'll feel so much better. Joy and I talk about this all the time as well, right?
Mhm.
Just get up, even when you don't feel like doing it, when you don't feel like going. A lot of times, just moving around can get you to feeling better, right? Now, we're not saying do that against any recommendation of your doctor, right? If your doctor say you need to be in the bed, then please be in the bed, right? But doing
Open
things
the
that you
window though.
normally would
You
do. What'd you say?
know, open the window. Don't just be laying in the dark. You
Right.
know,
Yeah, exactly. Like,
sunlight.
even if you're not able to like pick your kids up physically, right? But you can still drive them, to the store. Like, still do that so you still feel normal, right? And so I don't really hear men say this a lot, but as women, like we say this. So, be like, oh, I need to get my nails done so I can feel like myself. I need to, buy a new pair of shoes so I can feel like myself, right? And so these are still the same things that we're talking about, even after, a car accident or any personal injury claim you have, as much as you can do without limitation and without restrictions, not going against anything that your doctor has said. Try to keep a normal routine. If you usually get up and you call Joy in the morning, then still get up and call Joy, right? Because a lot of times just doing those things relieves the mental stress, even right now, right? In the midst of the pandemic. And now we can really, for the most part, only talk on FaceTime or only talk on Zoom, but we do them drive-by parties now, right? We do the drive-by baby showers because we still need to see people. So,
Mhm.
it's the routine of seeing people face to face. It's the same thing after your personal injury claim, your car accident, your slip and fall, any of those things. So as much as you can keep a normal routine, then do that. And it also, surprisingly, actually adds a lot of value to your case because on my end, I'm able to say, hey, my client just wasn't sitting around waiting to get a check. My client still had to get up and take care of her kids.
Mhm.
My client still had to get up and he still had to go to work. He still had to pick his kids up from school. So we're still able to have those conversations on your behalf. And it shows that even in the midst of everything that you had going on, you still pushed through. This wasn't about you just sitting around waiting to get a check. So again, not against doctors' restrictions or limitations or their medical recommendation, right? We're saying this in the confines of all of those things, being able to keep a normal routine.
Right, because that's going to help your mental just move
Absolutely.
to that next level. Fake it till you make it, baby. And then you get over that hump. And then one day you just wake up and don't even remember, like, when's the last time I was in pain? Hmm. When was the last time, I was emotional about this? And then you just start like not remembering because you're moving on. You're getting your body to move forward. When you sit in mess and you sit and let that fester, you're gonna sit in anger and resentment over, the person who hit you or whatever. If you sit in that, that will become your entire life. And so we have to exert forgiveness, and we have to always be willing to propel ourselves forward. So do
Absolutely.
these things, and this should help with your emotional health, your mental health after you're in an accident. Um, if you are ever in an accident, give us a call. Um, got to type on my website there, prettysmartlawyers.com. You can find us at the website. Our number is on the bottom of the screen. Just to give us a call. And just as I know, I don't think I've said it on previous videos, but we do not charge you for personal injury consultations. You do not have to pay a fee to sign up for us to be your lawyer. What
Right.
we do is we work on contingency basis. It's contingent on your results. So if we get you results, we get paid. If you don't get any results, we don't get paid. If you get a little bit, we get a little bit. If you get a lot, we get a lot. So it's literally just based on the results. And you guys are hearing these radio ads. Oh, I such and such got me 4 million or $500,000. Like I promise you, they broke a leg, lost a limb. You don't necessarily want a case that's gonna turn a million, because if you turn a million, you are really hurt, or
Right.
what, somebody in that car died. Okay, and we don't want that. And so that's not normal settlements. When we hear those numbers, we know it was catastrophic, and there's no amount of money that anybody can offer me or you that would be worth the kind of trauma you have to go through. So just keep a realistic mind for when these accidents happen. If you got rear-ended, you're not gonna get $1 million. Okay. We're limited to what the policy is. You're carrying a $25,000 state policy. Up your policy. If you hit somebody, that's the most they can get. They hit you, that's the most you can get until we get that which we're gonna do a whole video about coverage.
Whole video.
Every time we talk about we start saying, oh wait, it's so much information. We're gonna have to just do a whole video on it. But those are your tidbits for today. Thank you for tuning in to the PI Pop In. Catch us on the next video, which will be out soon. In the meantime, call us. Commenting on this video, DMing is not the source for reaching us for personal injury cases. If you have a personal injury case, pick up the phone and call us, because time is of the essence. You guys be blessed. Enjoy the rest of your day.